Witajcie słuchacze, przed Wami następny odcinek wywiadowej serii Burza w szklance wody. Tym razem będzie to zupełnie inna rozmowa niż zwykle, ponieważ będzie to rozmowa w całości poprowadzona w języku angielskim. Tak, dobrze słyszycie. W tym międzynarodowym wywiadzie razem z moim znajomym z Gruzji, Jabą Tchlikadze, rozmawiamy o pomostach łączących Gruzję i Polskę, o wojnie na Ukrainie i o protestach w Gruzji. Nie zabrakło jednak miejsca na lżejsze tematy, takie jak pasje mojego gościa, czyli taniec, gry wideo, czy nasza wspólna miłość do psiaków. Odwrotnie niż zazwyczaj w moich podcastach, tym razem po części w języku angielskim będziecie mogli usłyszeć podsumowanie naszej rozmowy stworzone przez AI po polsku. Z góry przepraszam Was za mój zardzewiały angielski. No niestety tak to jest, jak drugi język używa się od święta albo wcale. No cóż, tak czy siak, miłego słuchania. Hello listeners, here is another episode of the interview series Storm in a Teacup. This time it will be a completely different conversation than usual, because it will be a conversation conducted entirely in English. Yes, you heard correctly. In this international interview, together with my friend from Georgia, Jaba Tchlikadze, we talk about bridges connecting Georgia and Poland, the war in Ukraine and the protests in Georgia. However, there was no shortage of space for lighter topics such as my guest's passions, dance, video games, or love for dogs. Unlike the usual in my podcast, this time partly in English, you will be able to hear a summary of our conversation created by AI in Polish. I apologize in advance for my rusty English. This is what happens when a second language is used only on special occasions or not at all. Well, anyway, enjoy listening. So, hi listeners, this is Glass Half Full, the first interview in English. We are in Tbilisi calling, and Java, hey man. And we will be talking about a lot of stuff. So let's start with where you came from, how we met. You were born in Kutaisi, but then you moved to Tbilisi at the age of 5. And how those two cities are different in Georgia, and how they each other shape you, and how they manage the man you are now.
Well, even though Kutaisi is like second largest city in Georgia, it's still really small compared to Tbilisi. Its population right now, it's about 200,000, and Tbilisi is like megapolis, up to like from 1.5 to 2 million. We're not sure. So in Kutaisi, like everybody knows everyone. Because it's small, and the whole neighborhood, the neighbors, is like a one big family, and like everybody knows everyone by names, whose son they are, whose child they are, whose daughter-in-law or son-in-law or niece or nephew. In Tbilisi, it's drastically different. So you can live for years somewhere and you might not know your neighbor. So shift was quite big, but as I was still little, 5, it was not that difficult to acclimatize to new circumstances.
But you came back to Kutaisi from time to time, I suppose. You have a family there. And
I go back, and the childhood friends that I have from there, we still keep in touch.
And the Tbilisi, how you can talk to us about how it is to live in such a big city.
It's a typical megapolis, like it's pretty much like every capital. So
Okay.
life is faster here. Rush hours, like traffic, like everybody's doing something, everybody's late and running somewhere. you know,
And are there some other big cities in Georgia? For example, for Poles, Batumi is a good place to go for vacations.
yeah, it's a party city. It,
Yeah.
Las Vegas of Georgia with the sea.
Okay, so let's talk about you in particular. You graduated from school as a great student with a scholarship. You were studying law. That's how we met with the ELCA, which we called in Poland ELSA, this European Society, and yeah. And from that point of view, and when you are now, how was your journey to become a lawyer and a music producer? Because we talked before that you are connecting those words.
Well, I mean, it's been a wild journey, man. I did my master's in criminal law. I had nothing to do with copyright, but as I was leaving for France to do my second master's in maritime law, by the way, at Sorbonne University. Do you remember Zuka?
Yeah, yeah.
So he came to me and told me that, hey, Jaba, I have this idea. We don't have a company in the country that deals with copyright and manages rights of musicians. And at that point, he had been working in that sphere for several years. And he told me, okay, I have this idea. I want to start this thing and I need you. So,
From idea to a business.
and here we are today, 10 years later. The company is the biggest one in the country. Um, so we started as lawyers. We were the first ones to digitally distribute music in Georgia, like uploading our clients' music on Spotify, iTunes, like creating their YouTube pages. And little by little, we grew. And now we're at the stage that, okay, we manage other people's rights, but why not create our own product from scratch? So that's where music production came from. So this is the stage that I'm right now. I'm learning to produce music. Um, so
And what kind of music is that?
well, right now I'm concentrated on making social dance music because this is my hobby. But I'm using this experience as trampoline. I'm just gathering experience. I'm learning how this sphere works and how much does it take to create good quality products, how to market it, how to create good cover photos for music platforms, DU programs. These are the programs that you create music in.
And how you manage it in the time when there is an AI and when everybody can be a journalist, a musician, or a producer? What do you think about that?
Well, firstly, I don't think that it's that advanced yet. More or less is still in its infant stage, the AI. So um, people who appreciate quality can differentiate AI generated product from human generated product quite easily. But in future, who knows? Yeah, I mean that's a good question, and I don't think that I have an answer for it yet. Let's see what happens.
So let's back to being you as this producer. Can you paint us a picture of your typical day at work? How this music business works daily basis?
Okay, I wake up, get a coffee, then walk my dog, then come back, take shower and go to work. There's a studio set up, um, and I have music engineers, sound engineers that I create music with. I have like some specific ideas that I tell them to do, and they do it. and we create the like 3, 4, 5 different options of the same idea, and then I choose which one is the best. Then we mix it, then we master it so it sounds uh, well on every device, being it a laptop, TV, headphones. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, I suppose.
Good. Yeah.
And you are creating music, and then some singer sings in Georgian or in English, or how is that?
Well,
Are you mixing your culture like roots, Georgian roots, or is it a modern, like war Western music?
well, it's still in its starting phase, and as I've mentioned, I'm doing social dance music. Have you ever heard of it, by the way? Like, do you know what social dancing is?
No, you are just putting it up at the first.
Right in Poland, by the way. So
Okay,
we're talking about bachata, we're talking about salsa, and we're talking.
okay, okay. So now I understand. Keep going.
So salsa comes from Cuba, bachata comes from Dominican Republic, and kizomba comes from Angola in Africa. So I had this idea like about a year ago when one of the DJs played Georgian song at a party, the social party, and like people loved it, and it just struck me, dude. You've been in music business for a decade. You know how to manage rights. You know how to distribute the music. You know how to make money. You have necessary connections. So create a label that's gonna focus on production of dance music and just start. And here I am. Like I started 2 months ago. The first track I dropped was 2 months ago, and it was a remix of a very old Georgian soundtrack of a cartoon,
Oh,
which was remade in kizomba style. Um, so the label is called Sombras Records, Sombras Records on Instagram and Facebook and on YouTube. You can find me and listen to it. There about 10 tracks already. So in Georgia, it's not that popular. We have like really small community of like 200 people, and like half of them are foreigners, mostly Russians, Ukrainians, and Belarusians, and like a small bunch of like from all over the world, and like only like 50 to 60 people that are Georgians. In Poland, it is much bigger. By the way, one of the biggest festivals are held in Poland twice a year, if I'm not mistaken. So I plan to come there.
oh, great. So let's change the subject to your other hobbies. You are also most into computer games.
Yeah.
So we can talk about that. For example, I'm now playing. I don't know if you know that game. It's on Xbox, but there's on other platforms. It's Expedition 33, and I'm playing it a lot. It's an RPG game, but it's so beautiful. I must say, I'm going to do some other episode of podcast only about this game. It's in the future, but it has some elements from Belle Epoque from France. So there is so much beauty in it. I am talking with my parents because they are in that stage, in that place in their life. They were know what punk was, and those video games at the 80s, and now they think that only there are some shooting games, and they are making people stupid. And I try to persuade them that there are some games, for example, The Witcher, Polish game, which was which was was so much successful, be so successful all around the world, and was a masterpiece. And this game, Expedition 33, is similar, and it's so much beauty in it. There is classical music. There are so beautiful sides there, graphics. And I'm not talking about gameplay. I'm just talking about that I am playing it, and I stopped my hero, and I'm just looking around and see this beautiful world that was making, and I think to myself that, oh my God, there are so much of people that have created this world, this music, those characters, those dialogues, the storyline and everything, and so that the video games are now some kind of an art. What do you think about that?
It still amazes me that there are people out there, even today, that think that playing video games is lame or something.
Like it's childish,
Yes,
immature.
exactly. I mean, it's mind-boggling to me because everybody needs a hobby and a way to relax and escape from reality when you like come home in the evening from like hard way of work, hard day of work. And some people dance, some people play games, some people smoke weed, some people listen to music, some people drink, some people, I don't know, I mean, swim, go for a swim or gym,
Yeah.
in whatever's your poison. And as a gamer myself, I feel that there's this instinct embodied in every human being, especially in men, to explore and conquer. So, but those days are pretty much over because the whole world is explored and we've pacified the world enough that we don't go to war with each other as often as we did back then. So this is our way of satisfying that need. That like I can be that hero, that hunter, that soldier, um, in the game that I cannot be in real life, but it's in me. By design, it is embodied in me by hundreds of thousands of years of evolution. Maybe you don't like and understand it, but I mean, at least accept it. Don't call it immature or childish.
And do you have some games that you played
Yes, I absolutely.
for a bunch of years?
I've been playing Dota for over a decade. Dota 2. I started with Dota. I'm sure you've heard of it.
Yeah.
One of the biggest MOBA games in the world. When it comes to RPGs, have you heard of Dishonored?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I've played a little bit of Witcher as well, but it was like long time ago. What else? Have you heard of Mu Online? It is a very old game.
Yes. Oh my God. I have flashbacks from my, I mean, junior high school, so about 15 years ago. Yeah, yeah. I remember those times when we were playing on computer classes, and they were games on the website only.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, and Tibia, for example, was that kind of game, mobile game, which Poles were playing all along, and
No.
Heroes of Might and Magic 3.
Yes.
It's the game. It's the strategic game, and when I introduced myself to a new person, I asked him, "Did you play Heroes of Might and Magic 3?" And if he says no, I will say, "Oh, so you are not a true Polish man," because all Polish guys were playing Heroes Might and Magic 3, and now we are waiting for another part of this game. So yeah, uh, this is kind of our culture. This game.
See,
Yeah.
there's this trend on TikTok right now where girlfriends are, switching off TVs of their boyfriends or husbands that are playing video games, um, or deleting their characters in the games that they're playing, and they're recording their reactions on the phone. And
Oh my.
yeah, I'm so angry when I watch those. Those videos. If somebody did, something like that to me, I don't even want to think about it. What my reaction would be. Like
We have that kind of
crying. Like they actually started to cry.
we have that kind of problem with my wife for over a decade because I am a FIFA fan. And I'm playing FIFA for a long time, and year after year they are making new versions of FIFA. Now it's FC 24, 25, 26. Now it will be the last version, and my wife is like, Mateusz, it's all over again. It's the same game year after year, and you are playing the same game of football. Yeah, and she only listens when I'm angry and furious when I'm losing a match. So she's like, "Why are you losing your shit to this game? It's not worth it." But yeah, I'm playing this for so long that it's like part of me now. So yeah, I understand your love for your video games, and we can move on to our next chapter because I'm also connected to you and to your love to animals. Because you talking to me that you are having a dog and I'm having a dog too. My dog's name is Lucy, and she is a cocker spaniel, and we have had her for 4 years now. Yeah, and a great journey, and she taught me a lot. And when I'm sad, she always there for me. She's always waiting. I am her first person. We are laughing at it with my wife because she is her like second person, and she, yeah. So when we are, for example, we are going to sleep, and I'm staying at one room, and my wife is going to the bedroom, and Lucy is staying with me. And then my wife is always sad because she loved her so much. So what are your what's your experience with the friendship with a dog?
Well, unlike you, I don't have a wife. I live alone. Yeah, she's the reason that um, I look forward to coming home because I know that she's waiting for me. I have Cane Corso. It's Italian Mastiff, one of the oldest breeds in the world. It's a protection dog. Guard dog. I'm sorry. It's a guard dog. It's also a she. Mine is also a she, and she's huge. She's 50 kilos.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yes, I got her when she was 1 month old, and before I got her, I was studying how to train a dog, and specifically the characteristics of Cane Corsos, how to handle them, how to raise them, how to teach them commands, and yeah.
And she's listening to you?
Sorry.
She's listening to you always?
Oh,
Or yeah? Oh.
I'm really proud of her. I put a lot.
Because my Lucy is rebellious. I just said to her stop or sit, and when she don't get some treats, she's rebellious.
Well, let's call it spoiled.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, and it's your fault, not hers. Um, because you have the luxury of having a dog that is not a massive threat to society.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
when you get a dog like Mastiff, which is like potential killer, you take it more seriously. And if you don't, you should not. You are not fit to have a dog like that. So you're not responsible enough, and eventually.
But this is a huge dog. How you manage to have this huge dog in an apartment?
Good question. Happy dog is a tired dog. So before I leave for work, I make sure. I mean, we walk twice a day in the morning before I go to work, and once in the evening when I come from work.
And you have some green zone, some
Yes.
park, forest, yeah?
Well, not we don't have like dedicated dog parks, unfortunately, but there are. I mean, I live. Well, I don't know how to describe it. Like it's a part of the city, but it's really close to the central part of the city. It's considered like center, one of the central regions, but it's also on a hill. So there are like lots of green spaces, like small forests or okvelis, where we can walk. And I at least try to walk her at least an hour per walk. So she gets 2 hour per day outside, and it's more than enough for her. Of course, you would prefer to spend more time outside, but I mean that's the life that she got, and I think I'm doing what I can for her. And by the way, I can show her to you. Ivy,
Okay.
Ivy, modi ciemte, modi.
Oh, such a cutie.
Sit.
Yeah, okay. Oh,
More. Good girl. Down. Good girl. Stay.
yeah, but she looked dangerous. You are right. She looked like really dangerous animal in wrong hands.
Her bite force is 700 psi. That is the strongest bite force along Kangal in
So,
upward. So if she bites, she does not just damage your tissue, she just breaks your bones. So
so what was the reason that you choose this
Oh.
kind of dog?
um it was a birthday gift to my ex-girlfriend. She wanted this dog so much. Yeah.
Oh, that's painful.
No,
Okay.
not really. This is the
No, no.
that I made in my life.
Okay.
And when we split, I mean, we both knew that, I mean, it was her birthday gift, but she knew, we both knew that she was mine. I bought her, I cleaned her, so I took care of her. So,
You were her first person.
yeah.
Okay, so we talk about your hobbies. Let's talk about some view of the Polish and Georgian relationship. From your point of view, from point of view of Tbilisi, how are Poles and Poland in particular uh, are viewed by the Georgian society?
Well, we love Polish people. I can speak for myself personally and then for the population as well, for many reasons. Well, first of all, we're Caucasians, and Caucasians traditionally we're dark, like dark skin, more brunettes, dark eyes, and we're naturally more attracted to physically to lighter ones, like Slavic people. We find them really attractive, and I know that it's vice versa. Um, then when it comes politically, you are part of European Union, which we strive to integrate into. That's the second thing, and the third thing is that you are really close to us culturally, in a way that you are open, just like we are. You like to drink, just like we do.
Yes.
Yes, and you are friendly and easygoing, just like we are. And if we add the Russian factor as well, like it's like match made in heaven.
Yes, so you just talk about it. This will be my next question. Both we, Poland and Georgia, have carried a complicated. It's a tiny word for relationships with Russia.
Russia.
Uh, Yeah, and we must talk about it for many reasons, right? About war at Ukraine, about the Russian aggression at Georgia, at Poland in history. What is now the point of view of the Georgian people? Uh, what they think about? First of all, let's talk about how they think about Putin politics, and then you can tell me about what Georgians think about Russians, like normal society, not a political.
Well, I'm sure you're gonna find most of my points familiar because I'm sure that you are dealing with the same in Poland. Well, here's the thing. Right now we have pro-Russian governments that have been in power since 2012. They were hiding their pro-Russianness very skillfully for pretty much 9 years, and it's like last government that was held in October that they took their masks off. For people who followed politics closely, we already understood what we were dealing with years earlier. I'm talking 3-4 years earlier, but not enough people were convinced or aware or following politics closely to believe what we were saying. We were like minority. And after the last elections, which they basically stole, because they lost, but they like the schemes that were uncovered later discovered that they stole pretty much more than 15% of the votes, and they got 53 with that 15% included. And the first thing they did, they announced that we're stopping our integration into EU till 2028. And that was the most eye-opening and turning point of our society. Right now, absolute majority is against our government and against Russia. That has always been the red line for Georgians, that Russia is an occupier. Russia is an enemy. But during those 12 years that they've been in power, they've used propaganda so well and so like exact doses to zombify a small but enough part of Georgian people to get them to the point where they're ready to go with whatever the government says to keep peace. So their point is, if we go against Russia right now, they're gonna invade us as they invaded Ukraine, and it's gonna be a bloodbath. But like majority, like absolute majority of people see right through it. We're protesting for over 200 days now. I myself was arrested. Many citizens were arrested during those protests, and
And what happened to you? It's very upsetting what you are talking about. But
yes,
tell us more. What was this arrest about? What you do that was wrong?
against so-called Russian law, which they implemented, which states basically that if in any shape or form you have any kind of income from foreign countries, you should register in one of the like bodies as a foreign agent.
Okay.
So basically, they're saying if you're a YouTuber or I don't know, musician that you get paid from Spotify, or you have family member that works somewhere else, which is a big chunk of Georgians, by the way, that emigrated to Greece, Italy, Turkey in 90s and in 2000s, and they are the ones that supporting their families right now, that you can be subject to sanctions basically from your own government to shut you up. They can limit your ability to post on social media and criticize the government. You cannot. I mean, there's like so many limitations. It's mind-boggling.
So sad.
Yes, and like their power right now stand only on militaries and the police, and that's it.
And the next elections will be in which year?
Well, I mean, does not matter. Like the whole opposition is boycotting, and
And they are arrested too?
yes. So they started arresting politicians 2 weeks ago, and right now we have like eight politicians arrested, the heads of major opposing parties.
But still, society is protesting, as you said.
It's over 200 days now. Every single day we go to the main city in Tbilisi, Rustaveli Avenue, and we protest there. And we're doing everything in our power to create as much discomfort for them, to force them to go. But the thing is that they're doing the same. They're
And there is
law after law after law to squeeze us, and we're doing the same to them. And it's going to escalate, I think, to a point that something's gonna happen, because they are not backing down, and we're not gonna back down.
and do you see some hope?
Yeah, of course. I mean, either that or we're gonna be back on Russia. So we're pretty much already under Russia's orbit right now. And the European Union is considering, they already limited. Well, Georgia has visa-free travel to Schengen, and they limited the government's ability to freely travel to Schengen states. So can you imagine that we're in a situation where the citizens can go to Europe without visa, but the government has to apply for visa? And they did that because they understand that Georgian people are pro-European, but the government is pro-Russian, and they do not want to hinder us. And right now there's a big debate in European Parliament, and I'm really surprised that you are not informed about it. What to do and how to help Georgia. And since this another war erupted between Israel and Iran, our government started to escalate and to do things faster, because they thought the world would be focused on that. And these laws that they are passing right now, and then the political leaders that they are arresting right now, would go under the radar. But no, I mean, the
You will stand for
yes,
your rights.
but yeah, well, that's the situation right now.
So it's a tragic situation in your country. But we will just move on to another sad, but maybe one of the most important topics of our today's conversation. So about war at Ukraine, because you have protests and we have this problem with migrants, but Ukraine have the biggest problem of us all, because they are fighting for the future of Europe as it is for now. And can you tell us what are Georgians thinking about the situations at Ukraine? Are you supporting a Ukraine nation?
Of course, we are the biggest non-Ukrainian contingent of militaries that are fighting in Ukraine right now is Georgian Legion. That shows what the Georgians' position on that war is. We understand that Russia has always been an empire. We've suffered by their hands for 2 centuries already. We were occupied in 1918. We declared our independence, I'm sorry, in 1918 from Russia. And in 1921, we were reoccupied by Soviet army. And in 1795, by the way, Georgian king Irakli II struck a deal with the Russians that they were supposed to protect Georgia from Iran and Turkey, that we were fighting for several centuries up to that point. And 6 years later, in 1801, the Russians themselves occupied Georgia. So it was
Historical irony.
yes, exactly. They were supposed to protect us, and they were the ones that occupied us. And
They always did. Is that
till 1918, and 3 years later, we were reoccupied by Soviet army. So, and we declared independence in 1991, and then we thought that we finally got free of Russian influence, and here we are now.
and we will never forget the year 2008
Yeah.
and our president Lech Kaczyński, who traveled to Tbilisi to show our support to you, and you lost 2 parts of your country in that war, right?
Right.
And how is now the situation? Uh, does Georgia approved that I mean in a diplomatic way that those 2 parts are some separate republics, or
Of course not. Of course not.
you know?
These are like ancient Georgian territories, and nobody believes them to be separate countries other than Russia, Belarus, Nicaragua, and couple of oceanic small states that Russia paid to.
And what's going on there? Are there many Georgians living there, or
No. Well, the conflict of this conflict, the roots of this conflict goes beyond 2008. So it was in 1991 that Georgia declared independence from Soviet Union, and exactly the next year, Russia made sure that there was a conflict between those two regions and Georgia. They backed those two regions, and they kind of broke away, but de facto. De jure, they are still Georgia, and the whole world community understands that it's only de facto, and nobody considers them separate countries. And they don't have any means to survive outside Russia. Basically, Russia is funding their existence and their military, and they have like their bases in both of their regions. They're small regions, like both of them together are like 20% of the territory. So it's been going on since 1992. It's a tactic, like divide and conquer. The same thing Russia did between Armenia and Azerbaijan. If you heard of Nagorno-Karabakh region?
yes,
Yes,
of
which
course.
is like territorially it's Azerbaijan's, but ethnic Armenians have been living there for so long, and so this is a way of Russia. It's a tactic to create this small conflict regions and then freeze them to prevent us from integrating into NATO, for instance, because NATO's policy is that we're not going to accept the countries that have like ongoing territorial conflicts.
And what do you think is the future
In
of Georgian state?
Sorry?
Yeah. What is the Georgian future in that kind of world?
Okay, I'll tell you what the future is. We're one of the ancient people that the humanity has to offer. So Georgian statehood is like 3 millennia old, okay, and we've survived like pretty much any empire that you can name in Europe. We've been conquered by, like the Romans, the Greeks, the Persians, the Arabs, the Mongols. Who else? The Turks, so on and so forth. And like those empires are gone, and we're still here. And Georgian history is a history of struggle and fighting, and like pretty much nothing changed. We're gonna overcome this obstacle as well. We're gonna create a better country, and those regions, they're gonna see that it's in their own interest to come back. Nobody's gonna like militarily like invade them or anything like this. We're past.
And at the end, I must say the show is called Glass Half Full. So right now, what makes you optimistic about your own life and the Georgians' life in the future? If you may
It's
say it.
strange that your podcast is called Glass Half Full because it's not just a name. This is my credo. This is the way I live my life, and I believe that happiness is a choice. How to put it? Okay, I'll put it like this. Most people mistakenly believe that happiness is in money, in making a lot of money. And
We live in a materialistic world.
we do, and then like money is really important. It opens a lot of doors. It gives you a lot of opportunities. But at the end of the day, if I asked you, Mateusz, I'm gonna give you $1 million right now, would you take it? Yes, of course you would.
Yeah,
But there's a catch. You're gonna die tomorrow. Would you?
no, not at all.
Think so. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you have enough not to worry what you're going to eat tomorrow, and you have enough to go on a vacation once a year, and like go to your friend's birthday party and not worry that you're gonna have enough money to buy a good present, then you have enough to be happy. Happiness is a choice, and that choice is provided by that very mentality that the glass is half full. No matter the situation, there's always a way out, and no matter the situation, there's always something to be learned from that situation, and the possibility to grow. And when you overcome enough obstacles, you realize that those obstacles were there for a reason. So it made you better each and every time. So the next time you you face a problem, you already know that you are going to overcome it because you were here. There were so many hurdles on your way in your past, but you overcame them, and you know that you are going to overcome this one as well. It's just a matter of solution, and you know that you're going to come up with it. So the drive and motivator of this worldview is exactly that the glass is half full.
Thank you for that. And last thing, could you recommend us some inspiring book you are reading at the moment? It can be a Georgian author who is available in English or in Polish translation. It will be some recommendation which I asked my guests in this season of the podcast.
Well, I don't know about Georgian, but the book I'm reading right now is by Jordan B. Peterson, 12 Rules for Life. And it's being an amazing read, and I recommend it to everybody. It is going to change your life. I promise.
And at last, what do you wish for yourself and for our listeners? Is the last question which I have always in my stories and my interviews.
Know thyself. Figure out who you are, and never go against yourself. Follow your heart. Never doubt yourself, and never betray yourself. And it sounds easy, but it's not. But if you manage to do it, you'll be a happy person.
Great. Thank you for this first interview, international interview in Glass Half Full. It was Jaba from Tbilisi calling. Thank you so much for your time.
Take care.
Witam w The Deep Dive. Dziś przyjrzymy się bliżej wywiadowi z podcastu Szklanka do połowy pełna. Naszym źródłem jest rozmowa z Jabą, Gruzinem. Chcemy wyciągnąć z tego najciekawsze wnioski, spojrzenie na gruzińskie życie, kulturę, no i bieżące wydarzenia. Wszystko z perspektywy. Zobaczmy, co tam znajdziemy.
Rzeczywiście materiał jest bardzo bogaty. Mamy tu wątek osobistej drogi Jaby. Wiesz, odprawa do produkcji muzycznej. Mamy też porównania kulturowe. Gruzja kontra Polska. No i oczywiście dotykamy tej skomplikowanej sytuacji społeczno-politycznej w Gruzji. I jeszcze jego filozofia życiowa.
Brzmi fascynująco.
Jest czego słuchać.
Zaczyna się ciekawie od jego przeprowadzki. Opowiada o tym, jak przeniósł się z Kutaisi.
To drugie co do wielkości miasto, tak. Ale mówi, że takie kameralne.
Tak, właśnie, że wszyscy się znają. A potem Tbilisi, no, już metropolia, tętniąca życiem.
To już na starcie pokazuje pewien wewnętrzny kontrast w samej Gruzji. Różne światy.
Dokładnie.
I co ciekawe, ta zmiana miejsca jakby znajduje odbicie w jego karierze, bo studiował prawo karne i
Prawo morskie,
w Gruzji.
a potem nagle muzyka.
No właśnie, niezły zwrot. Ostatecznie, jak opowiada, za namową znajomego współtworzył firmę, pierwszą taką w Gruzji, która zarządzała prawami autorskimi muzyków. Wprowadzali ich utwory na platformy cyfrowe, Spotify i tak dalej.
Aha, czyli pionierska robota trochę.
Tak. A teraz? Teraz sam się uczy produkcji muzycznej. Skupia się na muzyce do tańców socjalnych, bachata, salsa, kizomba i robi remiksy gruzińskich kawałków pod szyldem Sombra Records.
Niesamowita historia, ale wspomina też o pasjach, które mogą się wydawać takie bardziej, no, codzienne. Gry komputerowe, na przykład Dota 2.
Tak, i broni ich. Mówi, że to nie tylko dziecinna rozrywka.
No właśnie, podkreśla, że to może być wartościowa forma sztuki, relaks, że gry mogą zaspokajać potrzebę eksploracji. Wiesz, chyba wielu z nas musiało kiedyś tłumaczyć swoje hobby.
Prawda. I tu się wyłania taki ciekawy obrazek jakby współczesnej Gruzji jego oczami. Z jednej strony te gry, cyfrowy świat, nowa sztuka, a z drugiej opowiada o swoim psie, ma Cane Corso.
O, to wymagająca rasa.
Bardzo. I to pokazuje tę drugą stronę, taką namacalną, niemal tradycyjną odpowiedzialność, zwłaszcza w mieście. To jakby taki mikrokosmos, napięcie między nowoczesnością a tradycją.
Ciekawe ujęcie. No dobrze, a przechodząc do relacji polsko-gruzińskich, Jaba mówi, że Polacy są w Gruzji postrzegani bardzo pozytywnie.
Tak, wspomina o wzajemnej sympatii, że ceniona jest nasza otwartość i że łączy nas trochę historia.
Z Rosją w tle, tak.
I zamiłowanie do gościnności. Ten wątek historyczny jest ważny, żeby zrozumieć, jak on widzi obecną sytuację polityczną. Opisuje rządy, które uważa za prorosyjskie. Mówi, że działają od 2012 roku i że, jego zdaniem, niedawno zdjęły maski.
Chodzi o tę kontrowersyjną ustawę o agentach zagranicznych. Tę nazywaną prawem rosyjskim, która wywołała te ogromne protesty.
Dokładnie o to. Jaba wspomina o tych masowych protestach, mówi, że trwały ponad 200 dni. Podkreśla, że społeczeństwo obywatelskie jest tam silnie proeuropejskie.
Sam był aresztowany, prawda?
Tak, wspomina o tym. I osadza to w szerszym kontekście. Mówię o historycznej dominacji Rosji, o wojnie z 2008 roku, no i o trwającej okupacji Abchazji i Osetii Południowej.
To prawie 20% kraju.
Tak. I to wszystko według niego tłumaczy, dlaczego Gruzini tak mocno wspierają Ukrainę. Wspomina na przykład o Legionie Gruzińskim.
Mimo opisu tej naprawdę, trudnej i napiętej sytuacji, Jaba wydaje się optymistą. Wyznaje tę filozofię szklanki do połowy pełnej. Mówi, że szczęście to wybór, a trudności nas wzmacniają. Nawet poleca książkę Jordana Petersona „12 życiowych zasad”.
I to jest właśnie ten uderzający kontrast, o którym mówiłem. Osobisty optymizm, wiara w rozwój, a w tle te wszystkie wyzwania, o których opowiada. Jego rada na koniec brzmi prosto. Poznaj samego siebie i bądź sobie wierny. Chociaż sam dodaje, że to tylko brzmi prosto.
Łatwo powiedzieć.
Podsumowując, ta rozmowa z Jabą daje nam naprawdę taki wielowymiarowy obraz współczesnej Gruzji. Mamy tu mieszankę bogatej kultury, dynamicznych zmian, skomplikowanej polityki, ale też, tej osobistej siły i optymizmu. Widać kraj na rozdrożu z bardzo silnymi aspiracjami proeuropejskimi społeczeństwa. Tak, i pozostaje takie pytanie, chyba do przemyślenia dla nas wszystkich. Jak ta osobista filozofia, ta wewnętrzna siła, jak u Jawy, pozwala ludziom nawigować przez tak burzliwe czasy? I jak to indywidualne podejście może, albo nie może, wpływać na taką zbiorową odporność narodu? Zwłaszcza w obliczu nacisków z zewnątrz i wewnętrznych podziałów.
I to by było na tyle w 5. odcinku 2. sezonu serii Burza w szklance wody w podcaście Szklanka do połowy pełna. Mam nadzieję, że choć trochę zaciekawiłem Was pięknym i niezwykłym krajem, jakim jest Gruzja, która mimo, że leży daleko od nas, to tak jak słyszeliście, jest w wielu sprawach taka jak nasza Polska. Dajcie koniecznie znać, co wy myślicie o społecznych protestach w Tbilisi, o wojnie na Ukrainie i rosyjskiej agresji nie tylko na Ukrainę, ale także w przeszłości na Gruzję i Polskę. Czekam na wasze komentarze pod odcinkiem na Spotify i YouTube. Tymczasem bądźcie bezpieczni, uśmiechajcie się, a my słyszymy się jak zawsze już niedługo. And that's it for episode 5 of season 2 of the Storm in a Teacup series in the Glass Half Full podcast. I hope that I have intrigued at least a little with the beautiful and extraordinary country of Georgia, which although it's far from us, is, as you have heard, in many ways like Poland. Let me know what you think about the social protests in Tbilisi, the war in Ukraine, and the Russian aggression not only in Ukraine but also in the past on Georgia and Poland. I'm waiting for your comments under the episode on Spotify and YouTube. In the meantime, stay safe, smile, and we will hear each other, as always, soon.